So have you ever mumbled your way through a sentence or had trouble putting your thoughts into words? Most people have at some point in their lives. I have. It's something I knew I always did, and it was something I knew obviously coming into this class. But this class, especially the beginning of it, when we did real life speeches, it became way more apparent to me, the things I struggled with. So instead of coming into this class nervous and scared to do speeches and stuff, which I was, everybody has the nerves, I tried to use it more as like a learning opportunity to, okay, let's do what I can while I have these people here. Let's see what I can improve on. Let's, better my speeches. Plus, this is the second time taking my class, so you could say I've had twice the opportunity to learn. Okay. So I just want to discuss with you some of the communication concepts I've learned in this class and how they've helped me improve giving my speeches and things like that. So today I will be applying 3 different communication concepts and my experiences with them, including the effects of direct observations with you and your audience, the benefits of verbally attributing sources, so verbal citations, and your physical delivery. First, let me explain the importance of direct observation with your audience, even as an audience member. So something I wanted to work on when I was doing my speeches was I really wanted to get a good attention getter, because something that I began to notice when I was doing my speeches was if people weren't fully paying attention to me, I kind of struggled a little bit. It's not like a narcissist thing, it was just I felt like I didn't get their attention as well. And then I thought, oh, I'm not doing good, they're not listening. And then it kind of just spiraled, and something I always had internally. So just something I wanted to work on. So I took that opportunity to try to better my intros, get better attention getters, things like that. And not only that, because other people were giving speeches, I wanted to focus on when they were giving speeches. I wanted to give them my full undivided attention. I wasn't looking at my pencil or anything like that. I was focused on them, letting them know, hey, I'm listening, you're doing good, and you're paying attention, because that's something that I benefited from, so hopefully other people did. So now that I've discussed audience observation and the effect it had on me giving my speeches, let's talk about verbally attributing sources, so verbal citations, and how it benefited me giving my speeches. So if your sources aren't accurate or good, it kind of diminishes your whole speech or makes it less credible sounding and things like that. Just kind of diminishes the point you're trying to deliver. Excuse me. If I noticed if I spent a longer amount of time on my sources and things like that, I did better, even if I didn't use everything. It's something, let's say you were giving a speech and you were struggling or you forget where you're at. If you hit a verbal citation, you kind of flow right with, okay, I know where I'm going, things like that. So it just helped me. My speeches flow more efficiently, things like that, and it kind of helped me if I got stuck along the way. So verbal citations and things like that are something I really tried to focus on a little more, because I knew, let's say I didn't remember where I was in the speech, kind of would push me along and like, okay, you're here. So it's just something I found beneficial in my personal experience as well. So now that we talked about verbal citations and verbally attributing sources in my speech, let's talk about physical delivery. So one of the factors that people tend to look over when they're giving their speeches is physical delivery, me included. I'm doing it right now. So it's something that's not just how you're doing your speech and things like that. That's how I thought of it. It's just your arms and hand movement and stuff like that. But I was reading the book, and it was talking about things like posture, facial expressions, eye contact, or even gestures, which you don't realize you're doing as much. So things like eye contact, I thought I was doing pretty good on. But little things like fidgeting and moving around and little things like that could maybe take away from my speech or distract me or other people. Upon reading that in the book, I thought, okay, let me try and improve that. Let me try to do a little better with it. And while I'm not the best, obviously I need improvement. I'll continue to work on it. It's just something that, once again, from my personal experience, I took and I kind of noted and I'm trying to correct. And that was all in chapter 9. So obviously, people struggle with giving speeches and putting their thoughts into words and things like that. I applied 3 communication concepts, including the effect of direct observation with your audience, benefits of verbally attributing sources, citing your sources, and physical delivery. That's something that, like I said, as I was reading the book, those are the 3 things that helped me in my personal experience in this class, and just was kind of the main focus of what I wanted to fix. So I think I've made nothing but improvements for the most part, and there's always going to be room for more improvements, and hopefully I can do that eventually.